I've made a bit of a terrible mistake. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another episode of the Adam's Believing Heart, where every heart gets a believin'. You see, it's the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, and I did my nails, but I kind of forgot to do the shaving and the beard trimming and the hair making. And in these first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, if you're gonna slaughter, in my madhab, it's recommended that you don't trim your nails, shave your beards, make your beards, or shave your head. Well, who shaves their head anyways? But I mean, cut your hair. And these are because these are some really special days. All over the world, people are stuck in the house because of Corona. There's no Hajj. But usually there is Hajj. And everybody goes from around the world to the Masjid al-Haram. But that's only a few people. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives everybody else something else. And that is the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. The Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said there are no 10 days, there are no days that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves for you to do good works in like these 10 days. And let me tell you, that was hype around these 10 days. There are like little booklets that are written about the awesomeness of these 10 days. Sahaba used to go out of their way to really double up on the good deeds in these 10 days. Because life is a marathon where you run to Allah. But these 10 days are Usain Bolt running that 100 meters all the way to the finish line, getting there as fast as they can. So to get the most out of these 10 days, first things first, like the page. I'm just kidding, you don't have to actually like the page to get anything out of it for 10 days. So to get the most out of these 10 days, follow these 5 tips. I'm going to customize each one of these tips for the low end and the high end, depending where you are on what I call the spiritual swole scale. And this depends entirely whether you are spiritually starting or religiously ripped. If you've been lifting those masahif or you've been having too many spiritual hamburgers, if you know what I mean. So don't fret, this is a no judgment zone. Figure out where you are on the spiritual swole scale and customize the recommendations based on your particular situation. Tip number 1, increase in your prayer. If you're religiously ripped, you can increase in your tahajjud, you can increase in your nawafil throughout the day. However, if you're spiritually starting, pick prayers that you're missing, and if you're not praying at all, pick a prayer and start it. And be constant on that prayer for the next 10 days. Tip number 2, adhkar. If you've been lifting those tasbeehs like nobody's business all throughout the year, add La ilaha illallah, alhamdulillah, and Allahu Akbar in tasbeehs after your prayers while you're walking around. Just increase in it as much as you can. Cooking your dinner, read La ilaha illallah. Going to get the mail, read La ilaha illallah. Doing the laundry, Allahu Akbar. If you're spiritually starting, take one of those. La ilaha illallah, alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. And read it 100 times once in the day for the next 10 days. Tip number 3, dua. And these are the days to reconnect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Especially to make dua for forgiveness, to turn in repentance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because these are the days for acceptance of repentance. Turn your dua to Allah in repentance after every prayer and as often as you can. If you're just starting out or if you're absolutely ripped. So for the next 10 days, every night, raise your hands to Allah and make sincere repentance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tip number 4, siyam. Now this is one that's really going to be a lot easier for some people than others. Some people, they fast all Ramadan, Mondays and Thursdays, 13th, 14th, 15th, and then just for fun sometimes as well, right? Other people, we just do Ramadan and we're like, if you're the former, fast all 10 days. If you're the latter, just a Yawm al-Arafah. Yeah, do Monday. Because fasting on the day of Arafah is extremely blessed. The people who fast on the day of Arafah, the hadith says that the sins of their past year will all be forgiven. And the last tip is charity. If you've been given to charities, supporting the orphans, helping the needy, etc., make as much in donations every single one of these days. Budget yourself, but make donations every single day for the next 10 days. If you're just starting out, on the day of Arafah, make a donation. But charity is also of time. Islam's not just for rich people and people with jobs and people who are well-to-do, etc. Islam's for everybody. If you give $1, that dollar is worth a lot in the sight of Allah. And if you give your time, that time is worth a lot in the sight of Allah. You may not be Superman in the sight of people, but you're Superman in the sight of Allah if your heart is with Allah. So guys, remember, life might be a marathon, but the next 10 days is a sprint. So make like Usain Bolt and go for that 100-yard line. And I'll see you with this incredible hairdo on Eid. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.